Poock's post today is on the following subject. The ongoing disruption in law firm values caused by the post-2020 3.0 digital era, okay? Pre-2020, really pre-Y2K, lawyers developed their books of business in what we call the word of mouth era. In that word of mouth era, the way business development was done, and it's still done in a lot of respects today in these ways. Many senior attorneys, that is attorneys that have practiced more than 30 years, they develop their books of business, what I'll call the hard way, okay? Not that there's ever an easy way, but this was the hard way, right? A ton of in-person networking, right? Whether you're going to a local charity, you're going to a trade association, you're belonging to country clubs, you're just out there working it hard. Non-digital thought leadership. In addition to all that in-person networking, you're writing articles and you're trying to have those articles published in print publications, newspapers, magazines, and whatnot. Then you're sponsoring events, right? We all remember that, okay? And looking forward to seeing the ad book at an event, and you're spending money on that because you want the word to get out that this is what you do. This is you're a lawyer, that you're part of a law firm that specializes in such and such, and we believe in the cause of the event. Hence, we're investing in a full page, half page, quarter page ad, whatnot. And then some of the larger firms were doing more sophisticated in-print types of advertising, yellow pages or TV ads, radio ads, and again, journals and publications. Fast forward to 2020, like we're going from what we call the 1.0 word of mouth era to the 3.0 era. In the 3.0 era, this is the era that is causing major disruption, okay, in the marketplace for business development for lawyers, which is Google, front and center, right? We live in a Google world. I am often saying that the number one referral source for lawyers today in America is Google, that it's Uncle Google. It has surpassed word of mouth because if we just think about it, we live by these devices, right? It's only inches from me during today's show. I'll credit Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, for Gary saying that these are the remote controls of our lives, right? Like when you want a lawyer, when would-be clients want lawyers, they are going on these devices. So why is that so disruptive? It's disruptive to lawyers that used to develop their business in the word of mouth era because clients have now transitioned to the much more convenient method of searching for their lawyers on Google and in other types of digital platforms as well. They may be searching on videos on YouTube. They may be in Facebook groups. They may be listening to podcasts. And if senior attorneys are not in that media today, then their business revenues are going to go down because of that disruption. And just to show, in terms of the future, okay, in terms of what's coming to a theater near you, okay, this is a pretty harsh analogy, and it's not going to be as drastic, but just because it's not going to be as drastic does not mean that it's not happening. We all know about Blockbuster and Netflix, right? For anybody that's in the senior attorney in a senior attorney category of having practiced more than 30 years, we remember, right, going to your local Blockbuster. It was convenient then to rent a video. Well, when Netflix came into play, it wasn't as convenient anymore to rent a video as it is today to just select on our remote controls in our homes the movie or show that we want to watch. And for senior attorneys, in terms of that disruption to business development for your practices, if you're not realizing yet and experiencing yet that your business development is going to be going down because clients are going to where the convenience is. It's so much more convenient to search for a lawyer on Google and read Google reviews than even ask your brother, your sister, your best friend, your accountant, your financial planner for who the right lawyer is for your situation. Those lawyers that aren't realizing that and they're not adopting multi-channel digital marketing for their practices, their number of new clients is going to decrease. And that disruption, but as a result of a decrease in clients, is also going to decrease the value of your practice. So when it comes to that Pook's post today, in terms of this disruption of the 3.0 digital era, while senior attorneys have what growing law firms want and need, you've developed those clients, you put in your dues, you did it the hard way by developing that book of business, right? That book of business has tremendous value for growing law firms, but it will have less value if your book of business is not replenishing as much as it did in yesteryear. Hence why it may not be as quick as Blockbuster as comparison to Netflix, but we are in the midst of a revolution of business development for lawyers. And as senior attorneys, as you have those books of business, you have that subject matter knowledge, you have potential for digital value, and you have referral sources. We recommend to those senior attorneys, as you're contemplating succession planning for your practices, who wants and needs that at this point in time is growing law firms. And if your books of business is decreased because you're not adopting multi-channel digital marketing, you are going to have less value tomorrow than you do today. That's today's Pook's Post.